I'm just playing with my, I believe this is a 1964 Silvertone 1484 amp. There's not a lot of demos on it, so I thought it would be cool to shoot one. Also, while we're here, I figured it would be cool to try out my Weber Minimass Attenuator, and I'm using it pretty hard right now because I just, this amp can get pretty loud. It's around 20 watts, it's two 6L6s, so it can push a reasonable amount of air. Also, just so you know, I am running a Strymon Flint for some reverb because I always have to have reverb when I play. This is a '66 Fender Mustang, by the way, so I figured the two old farts go well together, and I agree. I think they do. I gotta say, that is a pretty good tone. I'm in channel 2. I'm not using any of its onboard reverb or tremolo because its onboard reverb is crazy. I got the bass about halfway up, the treble about halfway up, the volume about halfway up, and then my attenuator engaged. I don't have any treble compensation going on. Seems to sound pretty good as it is. Just so you want to see how loud it gets. I can switch bypass. Woohoo, that's loud. Okay, just peaked everything out. Yeah, it's loud. Yeah, people, what forums always say about the 1484 and what people say is that, oh, you know, it breaks up early. It gets a, you know, really cool distortion early on. Honestly, this one, I've never found that to be the case. This amp, I find it stays fairly clean. You know, maybe it's because I'm using such low output pickups. I don't have a humbucker guitar around here to try with it. Perhaps that would be crunchier, but I always was like, well, it's not as distorted as people say. It sure sounds good, though. I gotta say, I mean, this Weber Attenuator also, I mean, it sounds great. I don't really hear a difference in the sound at all. Maybe I would if I was using a higher fidelity amp, but sure sounds good to me. Let's see, oh, just for grins, let's see what it sounds like. I'm going to disengage my good digital reverb and play with its reverb. Yeah, some weird overtones there. Here, let's max it out just for grins. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, it's starting to squeal already. One thing that I did notice is cool about this amp, I'm going to turn the volume all the way off, the reverb all the way up, so there should be no sound, but watch what happens. You can get some neat ghosty things going on, like lo-fi. That would be really cool in like a recording situation. I think that would be a pretty hip thing to do. I will concede, Senior amp does have really cool tremolo though. I do like the tremolo. I believe it's tube driven. Let me slow it down and strengthen it. Give it a nice... Let's try it in the neck pickup, get really mellow vibes. It's got nice tremolo for sure. Let's see. That's cool. So disengage that. I'll go back to my thing here. Other things about this amp. Let's see. Two 6L6s, around 20 watts. Lots of tubes in the back, some weird tubes that you don't see in other amps. It's got a bunch of 12AX7s and then like, what are they called? Oh, I don't even know. I guess I could take a picture of the back of it too. And this cabinet, oh yeah, this is the one thing, I mean it looks beautiful, but it's made of MDF, so it's not a wood cabinet, it's not birch, it's not pine. It is actually fairly lightweight for its size. The head probably is like 20 pounds and the cabinet's probably 25 or 30 pounds. It does not have the original speakers in it. They have long since blown, the little Jensens that were in there. I think this one that we're listening to is a Jensen Mod 50. Over here is, I think it's a Miss a Boogie speaker that I pulled out of my Studio 22, which is just a speaker. I don't know, it doesn't have much personality on its own. I do like the Mod 50 though. I think it's a good sounding speaker. I think that speaker sounds pretty darn good in this amp. It doesn't have a lot of box resonance, I think is what I started to say. Like, because of the MDF, it kind of does sound, I don't know. I don't like the cabinet quite as much as my tweed cabinets, which kind of have that tweed pine airiness to them. This does, it's always been a little bit, I don't want to say dead, but deader. That's the chord I was looking for. I think those are all the things I really want to talk about this amp. Yeah, they're still around. They don't cost too much money to find. They used to be really cheap, and then Jack White got one. This one actually belongs to my friend Tony Toast. He lives in LA now. He's a writer for, what's that show, Longmire. And also I think he has a new show coming out, Damnation. Years ago, we swapped acoustic guitar for this amp. I hope he's happy with that acoustic guitar because I'm very happy with his amp over here. I'm taking good care of it, Tony, if you're watching. Thanks. Yeah, I guess that's it. I would say it's a really cool amp.